Hi Capricorn, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here to do your bi-monthly tarot forecast. So this is for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, and Capricorn Rising signs. And it's for the time period March 1st to March 15th, 2020. All right, so what are the messages for Capricorn for this time period? Messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. Dear. Try not to fixate on what's going wrong or a broken heart or a sense of not being able to do something here. We'll see if those show up in your reading today, but there was definitely those flipped out together upright. Could be feeling like a little bit of a worry wart in the first 2 weeks of the month there, guys. Or there could be message just for a particular Capricorn watching today. All right, so what does Capricorn to know from March 1st to 15th? So for your bi-weeklies, we are using 6 cards, and I will use the bottom of the deck for general energy. Pardon the glare. I don't want to close that curtain, guys. The sun feels so precious right now. So I'll do my best to avoid the glare. What if bear with me here, guys. I'm just gonna, that's a little better. Let's try that. I'm a little squished, but it's worth it. All right, like I said, yeah, there could be a little bit of a disappointment here. Matters of the heart may not be going exactly as planned for you for the first 2 weeks. This is, the Five of Cups is really about an emotional loss. There's a little bit of a rejection here. There's a little bit of a, unfulfilling relationship, unfulfilling sense of belonging. This is kind of a forlorn feeling here, guys. We do have a lot more positive energy in your reading that is coming ahead. I'm going to suggest if this has to do with the career front, definitely try to brush this off. This is a really temporary sense of self or state of being, just because we have so much entrepreneurial sort of acumen here that's going to come to fruition. It's paying dividends. Something is coming, is finally being paid back that's owed to you, or like a new cycle maybe beginning for you, but definitely not feeling the love right here. This is going to switch up for you though. Like I said, whether it's career or relational, I'm going to suggest that this is just a very, very temporary feeling, and we're going to try to switch up the way we think so that we can avoid, overemphasis on a sense of loss or rejection or technically this could just be flat out sadness as well. So let's get into it. So the card representing the situation is the Four of Pentacles. This is a real sense of security, like this is physical and financial security, but it can be accused of being a little bit immovable, a little bit static. So while it's pleasant and it's cozy and comfortable, this energy sort of, there's like a churning underneath it that's sort of like aching to spend, aching to relate, aching to invest. So this is the current situation necessarily. It does sit on top of the King of Wands. So it could be, investing in, fifth house energy, like Leo ruled energy. This is either the spotlight, creativity, a child, a sense of, success. This can be, again, business, relational, whatever's going on in your life when you're watching this is what I encourage you to imply it to. It's a general reading. So, there's thousands of you watching. So, apply these messages accordingly, right? If you do have a specific question, you can always contact me. We can do a specific reading for you. It's not that expensive. But for a general sense here, I think you want something to move here around, or you're being asked to move around a situation where there could be spiritual advancement here. You could just be interested in, or, afraid of, or unaware of this sense of leveling up, spiritually speaking. But it is available to you. And you could flat out be dealing with a Leo and an Aries individual. You could have Leo in your own chart as well, Capricorn. So take that for what it is. Here with the reason for being in this position is a little bit of a celebration. It looks like things would have been going a little bit well for you in this situation. We do have the Three of Cups sitting right on top of the Three of Wands. So it looked like you were getting your own way. It looked like things were going in a positive direction. I think something's going to switch though. Something may even be decided for you. And there is still a sense of pleasantness. There is still a sense of camaraderie, but it's in the early stages. I think there's a lot of development work that could be done here around assets, around health, around being in the spotlight, success, warmth, affection, love, creativity. Fifth house energy, again, a child could be very, very important here for you as well. Either your child or you being the child. But, Three of Cups is always welcome, no matter where it sits really, because it's all about this camaraderie, this sense of, it could very well be family, but this is more about friendships and, celebration. Generally speaking, in the early stages, but a warm and generous card all the same. In your recent past is where we're looking at this Wheel of Fortune. We're looking at something turning over here, a real big chapter being turned over, or the ending of one and the beginning of another. Maybe there's just a sense of, I don't know what to do at this point. We're really early into something. We're dealing with 3, 4s, and 5s, right? Before we get into our court cards and the major arcana. So you're really early into something. I'm going to suggest you're early into the new chapter of something here. So it could just be that you're on wonky ground. You're on new ground, emotionally, financially, in the body, self. So, give yourself a little bit of wiggle room here to catch up, to catch your breath. But the Wheel of Fortune is, endings and beginnings, right? We're dealing with the 10. We're dealing with, the culmination of something. So don't lose hope. Definitely don't lose hope, because the card representing you for the first 2 weeks is the King of Wands, as you can see. Again, Leo energy. It could be that you just need to... There could be an issue of a rescue. I really don't know where that's coming from. I don't really think when I read. I'm just blurting everything out the way I see it and feel it. It's hard not to feel as though there could be an issue of a rescue here. What are you rescuing? What do you need to be rescued for? I'm not sure. I think that's up for you to decide, or time will tell type thing. But... you can sort of see this is the epitome of this guy wearing his heart in his sleeve. You might need to come to terms, Capricorn, and this may feel like a fish out of water for you, but you may need to come to terms with having to have a heart-to-heart. I didn't even expect to say that. I'm not even sure where that's coming from, but, no one is a mind reader, and you really can't get what you want until you ask for it. It could have to do with your friendships or just feeling comfortable within a relationship of some sort. But an element of rescue, healing, spiritual advancement, and anytime we're looking at a king, no matter what suit it is, frankly, there's an element of maturity. Fifth house energy maturity could be, somewhat paternal. It is a masculine energy. But ultimately the sun, right? We're looking at this element of exposure. So it could just mean that you need to expose how you feel. You need to expose what you're really sort of clinging to, or this is being exposed to you, or it could be awakened. So the reason for you feeling this, the near future after you being in this position, or being, spiritually available, spiritually profound, wearing your heart on your sleeve, is getting feedback for that. So the Three of Wands underneath this celebration card, you're going to get a lot of positive feedback for this. So maybe take a risk. If as long as your heart is leading the way, feel positive, feel confident taking a risk in the direction of an emotional nature for you at this time. Here is your outcome card, your probable or possible outcome card. We all know that this could change, but this does represent an Aries individual. Of course, this is another cardinal energy. It's first house. This is all about yourself, right? So again, independent. Even if you're working with or for other people here, you're really responsible for how you feel, essentially. And Aries could be very, very important to you, however, for the first 2 weeks. You could be dealing strictly with an Aries or Leo individual, and or this could be potent to your own chart or these houses, right? So 1st and 5th house energy could be very, very important to you. We are in Pisces, Mercury retrograde. Something could be coming back from the past, coming back around to, you know, finally catch up to that lesson type thing. But there is a lot of warmth and entrepreneurial energy here behind the Queen of Wands. This person is okay with being in the spotlight. They're okay with being front and center, and they are the first person to take responsibility. They make tremendously good leaders. And they're able to get over things really quickly. It does sit under the Wheel of Fortune here as well. So you might even be inspired. I see like the last row here with like all wands, the king, the queen, the 3. Like you could be incredibly inspired right now. We do have the trickster jumping out for you, Coyote. Coyote, I mean, it really is like the cartoon, right? Wile E. Coyote, he sort of chases his tail, he gets himself into trouble. It's funny for a little while, but you know, it gets exhausting. But it's laughable. So try to laugh at a situation, employ a sense of humor. We do know that there is a lot of levity to be felt around these Aries and Leo cards. You know, keep a sense of humor no matter what here, guys. And try not to take something to heart. Try not to take something so seriously, especially if it didn't work out exactly the way you wanted it to. Something better is going to be in its place. But retain a sense of humor. Try to laugh at what isn't working out. Just remember, don't be the cause of your own trappings, right? You know, don't, be aware what types of traps you're laying for other people. Try to express yourself in a really confident, freeing way, so much so that you can free others in the process. So Capricorn, that is your reading for the first 2 weeks of March. I really hope that you enjoyed that. Do check out your moon and rising sign readings, and I hope that you'll join me for your next Capricorn reading in your sign. Until then, take excellent care. Bye for now.